Welcome back to Orchid Delirium. I'm Brenda, and today I'm unboxing two packages. One is my remaining plant from Kapalana Tropics. If you watched the previous episode, you'll see that I discovered in the middle of filming that I was missing one plant off of my invoice that I was billed for. I had actually sat on the order for a week and I hadn't done anything with it until I decided to edit my video, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing one. And I contacted them, and the next morning I had a FedEx number, and the box was being delivered to me that evening. So that was really incredible that they just were like, here you go. Really sorry about that. The plant itself is, it's not great, but it's not as bad as the other one. So this is my missing Ascocentrum appulecum orange, and it's just really cute and compact. I'm so happy to have it here, and hopefully we can all watch me either bring this thing to thriving or send it on its way to orchid heaven. The orchid fairy visited me for the last time, I promise. I discovered Orchid Alley of Kauai, or in Kauai, and so they're local to me, and I was on the search for Dendrobium Unicum because I got one last year. Actually, I got it for my birthday, and it just got the mealybugs. Like, they just took it over, and I did everything I could to get them to go away, and I started using harsher chemicals, and though I did get rid of them finally, the plant itself decided that it was done, and so I really wanted to replace it because the blooms on that are just phenomenal, and they glow. And so I would say that this plant took me about a month of communicating with the vendor. From when I first saw it on their website, they have an Excel spreadsheet, and you can see all the lists of plants that they just have available all the time, and it gets updated occasionally. But they also have an online Facebook like orchid shop sale on the weekends, Saturdays I believe, or Sunday. Anyway, so this is a Dendrobium Unicum, and it came with a little passenger, and I actually didn't notice that there were several more in there, so I'm gonna say that this is gonna get some fresh moss so I can send them on their way out of my grow room. I do not like to have pests in my grow room as much as possible. So the Dendrobium Unicum was the reason why I contacted them, but he asked me the question you should never ask anyone who suffers from orchid delirium. He asked, anything else of interest? And so I said, well, actually I didn't look. So this is a thrisxspermum centipeda, and he actually had this on his Facebook, I guess orchid sale, yard sale kind of thing. So I wasn't able to watch it live because I was working, and so when I came home I went through and I watched the feed, and I tried to see which plants weren't spoken for and which ones I wanted to just ask if he had off of his list. And it's pretty cool concept. They're not the only ones that do it, but they kind of keep this open box system. It's almost like a running tab, so you can watch their live videos over a month or whatever, and you just keep buying plants and loading up your box. And of course, the more plants you shove in a box, the more you can spread around the cost of the shipping. So they have all sorts of sizes of boxes, and they also had this other bucket list kind of plant for me, a Cycnodes Wine Delight. I get so jealous of everyone that posts their beautiful pictures. I'm not a red flower, red anything person, But this bloom, to me, is just incredibly romantic, and it beats roses by miles. It's just much more romantic and beautiful, and I always just wanted one. I never thought I would come across one. And this is an OECEOCLADES, OECEOCLADES SPATHULIFERA, and it's like known as the rattlesnake plant or something like that. The texture of the leaves really feels like kind of dried, rough, almost like a dockerilla would feel, or maybe the idea of what lizard skin would feel like. And it's got the cutest bulb that it grows off of. I can't even tell you what the bloom looks like because I didn't even care. I was like just buying this for the plant itself. It is so fun. I am in love with it. So anyway, you can keep a box as like a running tab, and whenever you feel like you're good, you can have them mail it to you. So it's not an instant gratification kind of thing, like I ordered this weekend, put it in my car, it's arriving. But the minute you say send me my box, they send it FedEx and it gets there today. But for me, since I'm so close, it was pretty much within 24 hours. Here is another plant that they potted, or that they packaged with this polyfill, and it's so windy, so it was just blowing everywhere in my yard. But this is another bucket list for me. Dendrobium Hercoglossum. I always see Roger Frampton of Roger's Orchids just showing his off, and it is the biggest, bushiest plant, and it's so cute with these little magenta, pink, translucent blooms, and it's really, I feel like you can't appreciate it until you have one. And I always knew that I liked the look of it, but when I had it physically here, it was breathtaking, and it is scented. It's a floral scent, a little bit on the sweet side, but I can't wait. I really want it to be as big as Roger's, but for now I'll take my 3 twigs that have blooms on, blooms going out, and blooms coming. So this is just, I don't know, I'm just so happy with this edition. And I hope you can at least see more of the details of the bloom in this video. This is another one that I didn't know that I wanted. It just took me aback once I googled the pictures for it. It is in the Angrecoid family, but it's a species on its own. It has a spur, it has white blooms like an Angrecum, and the only difference really that I can tell is that it has more narrow features to its petals and sepals, where like an Angrecum has that big bonnet shape, but this one also has a spur, and I'm just really excited. I hear that it's a night fragrant orchid, so I can't wait for this one to get going. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.